All right, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another daily recap. And this time we're going to be recapping my first day trading futures. Welcome back to the channel. Let's hit the charts. All right, here we are trading futures for the first time. I took the weekend to kind of go over the last few months of my trading, go over my strategy, and you know, kind of look at different options to try to get out of this little rut that I'm in. Okay. Um, I never really looked into trading futures. I started off trading just stocks, trading QQQ, TQ and SQ, um, trading Tesla, things like that. And I did that for a few years and never really stepped out of that realm. Okay. I didn't really know much about anything else. I didn't really want to take the time to learn about it because I wanted to kind of focus on what I knew already. Well, that hasn't worked for the last 3 years. So, time to step out of the box and try something a little bit different. And so I did some research over the weekend into futures. I know it's a big popular thing. Everybody's trading futures. And it makes sense to trade futures also for tax purposes, right? So let's give it a shot. So I joined Top Step and bought a 50K challenge through them. And today's our first day trading. We're not trading in the challenge yet. We have a practice account through them just so that I can get used to the procedural part of things. It's a new platform that I'm trading on, and I've never traded futures before. So I'm going to take a couple days to use the practice account here to kind of get used to the platform, the price action, and everything else that goes along with trading. Okay, so start off by saying I really enjoy so far the ease and the flow of placing trades on Top Step's platform, Top Step X. Really, really like it. It's completely customizable, which I love because I like to have my screens a certain way and have things in certain places. It does support multi-monitor and multi-window, which I also love. I didn't have that with um, Funder Pro or who they use for their platform. So this helps me also where I can watch the 1 minute where I'm actually executing my trades, but I'm also watching the 15-minute at the same time, which I love to be able to do. Okay. It helps me with my decision making. If it looks good on a 1 minute, but it doesn't look that great on the 15-minute, you hold off, right? So I love to be able to watch both ends at the same time. So really, really good start so far. Uh, Well, let's go back to, where we are here. I don't know where all my things went here. I had this all marked up this morning. Anyway, so first thing in the morning, really, really nice sell-off. Didn't catch anything on the way down here. This moved pretty quickly here, obviously, right? At 3 minutes here. Had a little pullback, thought about getting in here, but ultimately didn't fulfill the strategy that I use. We did leave a nice fair value gap here, but I like to see price come into the fair value gap and then look bearish coming out. We didn't fulfill that, so I waited. Price entered a demand zone that I had charted here, um, a little while ago, and we got a bounce right out of that. Okay, we came back up here. We had a fair value gap here that we ended up, um, you know, disrespecting here. And to be quite honest with you, if I was a little bit more aggressive with my trading, we had a really, really nice bounce out of demand zone here. And then we could have used this fair value gap here as an inverse and actually entered on this candle close here, which would have worked really, really nice for us. Didn't do that. That's okay. Price came all the way back up to New York session open, tested a couple times, ultimately got rejected here. I tried to take a short position here, um, pretty much based off of, we left a little area of FVG here. We didn't make it all the way back up, but I felt that the sentiment was very, very bearish today. So we tried taking a short, entering off of this candle here, looking for a break below. We did push back, push down a little lower. Once we got the this stronger close here, I ended up actually moving my stop loss to break even, okay, which quickly got taken out. So this trade here was just a break even trade. Moved the stop loss down, break even. Once we got this candle, this bearish candle here, which was immediately taken over by this bullish candle following, okay? Pushed back up to the previous highs, tested, rejected again. At this point, I noticed that we're forming a range, basically. We're moving up, we're getting rejected. We got rejected off the demand zone here. We're not quite making it back down here. So I said here, we come back up, we test, we come back up, we test, we came up here, pushed past a little bit, tested, but ultimately a little rejection, bigger rejection. We weren't really making much progress. So I said here, well, range trading, you can't really do anything with this kind of setup here until you break out of one of the ends of the range, right? So until we break highs here, or these lows here to the downside, it doesn't really make much sense to trade within this range area here. Okay, so we watched a little bit longer, ultimately ended up closing or finishing the live session. Watched it a little bit longer as I was preparing to make the recap video here, and we ended up actually breaking out here. I got in second time today. Really, really beautiful trade here. We broke out. We came back down and tested where we were getting rejected in the first place, right? So we now have a support here. We came back down, tested support, okay, ended up pushing back up. As soon as this candle here went green, I entered. Entered, really, really tight stop, okay, looking for a continuation to the upside, which is exactly what we got. I was only targeting previous highs, didn't know how much more we had. Took a really nice trade here. I entered with 3 contracts here, and not for any particular reason. What I was actually trying to test here was I wasn't sure that. Let me back up for a second. In the previous program that I was using, it was very difficult to shave off some of your position. Okay, so you couldn't really do that with what I was trading with before. You either just, if you had to close the position entirely or you had to set limits, okay, which is easy enough to do, but it's not fluid. It's not quick to do, right? You have to go through process. So I didn't know that, or what I was trying to test was if I took multiple contracts, could I just sell a contract at a time, okay, without setting limits, limit orders? Could I just buy 3 contracts here and hit the sell button to take those contracts away? In the program that I was using before, if you hit the sell button, it puts a sell position in no matter what. Even if you were already in a position, if I bought 3 shares of something, let's say, and I wanted to take some of that off, I couldn't use the sell button to do it. All right. I had to actually go in to edit the trade and then, say I want to take 25% off or whatever. It was a very difficult process to shave off some of your position. So I wanted to see in Top Step X here if I could just market order 3 contracts and then market order sell a contract at a time on the way up, which you can do here, which was really, really nice. So I ended up selling a contract here, selling a contract here, and then when we hit highs, I sold another contract here. Really, really, really easy to use, super fluid, makes life so much easier to be able to do that. In the other platform that I was using, even if you wanted to add to your position, so if you hit the market order buy, it'd place an order, right? With all of the other platforms that I've ever used, if you bought again at another place, if you wanted to add to your position, it would equal out, right? It would give you the average of those positions. Well, in the previous platform, Trade Locker, it doesn't do that. It just adds another position where you bought. So now you'd have multiple positions, and then you'd have to edit those separately. It just made things really difficult, especially if the market's moving quickly. It's really hard to do that. Again, here, if you hit the buy button, market order, and then hit it again, it averages those positions out. So this is actually really nice to be able to add to your runners and get an average, and then be able to move your stop loss up quickly. So far on day one, really enjoying using Top Step and Top Step's platform, Top Step X. Um, and it's showing. You can see that my account is up $3,700. Now that means absolutely nothing, right? It means nothing. This is a practice account. There's no emotion involved. I'm just getting used to using the platform, using Top Step and all that stuff, right? That means nothing. I can go into the challenge account tomorrow and lose $3,700, right? But I just want to be able to point out that just with the ease and the the being able to move orders around, add to orders, take partial profits and things like that. So fluid, it's so easy. Really nice and easy to use. Love it. Love it so far. I'm enjoying it. So today, huge success, I'd say. Huge success. Day one using a totally new platform, trading futures, which I've never done before. I've never even watched futures before. And so far, it feels good. It feels right. Hopefully, I'm moving into a place where I do much better, um, and I can actually implement better strategy, right? Because it's much easier to do. For example, if you take a position and the position starts to run, you add to it. This makes it much easier to do that. Once you reach your first take profit, you take 75% off of your position or whatever, or close, two contracts, leave a runner, move your stop loss. I wasn't able to really do that um, fluidly, easily in the last platform that I was using. This, so far, really nice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So anyway, that's the recap for today. Made a couple trades today. Made a couple trades when market opened last night just to kind of get used to it. I wanted to have some idea of what I was doing before I came on the live session this morning. And it's working out so far. So far, it's working out great. I'm going to go a couple more days using the practice account. Okay. And I will be live with the practice account, and then we'll go into the challenge account together. It's a 50K challenge account starting off small. The target is 3,000 to be able to pass that challenge, or Top Step calls it a combine. Whatever, right? But anyway, so far, so good. All right. So that's the recap for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. Made some nice trades today. Made a really nice trade right before I made this video. Turned out really nice. I'm super happy so far with Top Step and their platform and trading futures. So here's to the future, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next live. Have a good day. Stay green.